Well, last night was certainly something. The Mariners were down 4-1 in the ninth inning in the Bronx on their first game of the 4-game stretch in New York City. They came back to win it, and we're going to go over that right now. My name is Jake from Race to Trident. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to me. It is free. It helps me out a lot. You could like the video as well. So going into this game, it was Logan Gilbert versus Marcus Stroman. On the Mariners side, you feel confident whenever Logan Gilbert's on the bump that it's going to be a good game for you, and you have a really good likelihood of getting the W that day. Marcus Stroman has had a fine year so far, but he is just not at Logan Gilbert's level. So I was hoping that this would start out pretty good, especially coming off a Series L in Baltimore. But I knew where we were at going into this. We had Jorge Polanco down. JP Crawford was kind of coming back. And Mitch Garver's had some back spasms, and our bullpen has been thin for a while now. So I was mainly going into this with the hope, do not get swept in this 4-game series. Hopefully, really optimistic, get the series split. That would make me happy. Immediately, it did not get off to a very good start in the first inning. Logan Gilbert got kind of roughed up. He gave up back-to-back doubles to Aaron Judge and the fully conscious baby himself, Alex Verdugo, to a quick 2-0 lead to start the game. Logan Gilbert did have a solid second through fourth inning. The fourth was capped off by a really clutch, bases loaded, 1-out double play that he got John Birdie to ground into. But in the fifth, he would let up a little bit more damage. He gave up back-to-back singles to Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Alex Verdugo to make it 3-0. On the other side of the ball, we were making Marcus Stroman look like a Cy Young contender. He did go 7.1 innings pitched, only giving up 3 hits, only 1 piece of hard contact, racked up 6 strikeouts, did give up 1 earned run, which was a absolute dead center shot by Dominic Canzone in the 8th to knock him out of the game. I think Dominic Canzone must be really in his element right now. Being in New York, there's probably like 20,000 Italian restaurants there. The Yankees did get an extra run off Edward Brizardo in the 8th to make it 4-1 going into the 9th. We were going to face the Yankees closer, Clay Holmes, who up until this point hadn't given up a single run all year and only had 1 blown save. And frankly, I thought that was going to be the end of it. I didn't even want to watch the top of the 9th. I thought there was no shot in hell that we were going to come back in this game and make it interesting, but boy was I wrong. Now it did start out with Josh Rojas grounding out, so I thought, okay, well, the next 2 guys probably gonna, Julio's gonna strike out, Cal's gonna strike out, but no. Julio ends up hitting an infield single to start it out, gets on first base, and Cal Raleigh follows that up with a good walk. And Luke Raley gets something done. He doesn't even leave the infield, but he hits it, gets an RBI single because it gets thrown away into the Yankees dugout, which moves everyone up. At that point, it's now 4-2 Yankees. Mitch Haniger follows that up with an RBI single, an absolutely amazing hit that dies just before it gets to Aaron Judge before he can catch it. That scores. Cal Raleigh moves Luke Raley to third, so we now have the tying run at third base, and Raley has some wheels. A good fly ball scores him. Dylan Moore works a walk, which ends up making it bases loaded, 1 out, and Dominic Canzone looks like he hits a grand slam to really bust the game open. It dies in front of the warning track at the short porch in right field. Soto catches it. It is not nearly enough to get Raley at home. It is now tie game due to Dominic Canzone's sac fly. At this point, I'm going crazy. I'm reacting to this live on Twitter. There it is, baby! Dominic Canzone! What is up, man? Tie game. Holy shit! With Haniger on third, Ty France, the daddy power himself, gets an RBI single as well to take the lead 5-4 in the 9th inning. We score 4 off of Clay Holmes, and I'm feeling good. And it is time for Andres Munoz to come in and close the door. Strikes out Volpe, does give up a single to Soto, who somehow fights off a 98 miles an hour sinker on the outside corner to left field. So I'm feeling a little bit shaky now. Soto's not a bad runner. Andres Munoz, 4 pitches, gets Aaron Judge to strike out looking on an absolutely painted 100.8 mile an hour fastball on the outside corner. And to round it off, he gets Alex Verdugo, who had had a really good game up to then, to ground out to second base to seal the 5-4 victory for the Seattle Mariners and take game 1 of this 4-game stretch. So what does this win mean for this series? And it means a lot, mainly because you want to go in and at least split this series in New York, in Yankee Stadium. That's going to be a nice statement. And now that you win the first one, you just have to win one more of the next three. You have Brian Wu up tonight, Bryce Miller tomorrow, and Luis Castillo to round it all out. And on the Yankees side, you now have Luke Weavers for sure down tonight, and Clay Holmes threw 31 pitches to get through that ninth inning. Didn't even get through it all the way. So he's at least going to be down tonight, if not tomorrow. So that could be 2 games where Clay Holmes can't even be used. But I also think this win signifies something greater for the broader scope of the 2024 Mariners. And that's mainly due to the fact that I think in 2023, we don't win these games. Last year, if we were down in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, especially by 3 runs, and we knew their closer was coming in, we were going to roll over and die. We were going to strike out. It was going to be get to the clubhouse as fast as possible, get back to the hotel as fast as possible, and try again tomorrow. Whereas this year, I'm really feeling that fight from this team. Now, the offense still needs to be a lot more consistent than they are, and people need to perform a lot better than they are, but you're seeing that heart, that grit, that fight that we didn't simply have last year. And this roster is a lot more talented than last year's roster, so it's been frustrating how the offense has not really picked it up still. But it's games like this that show you what this team could be. You had Julio getting on base, and then we just kept getting good ABs, working walks, getting the hits when we need them. Luke Raley coming up absolutely huge like he has so much recently. Dylan Moore has been absolutely stellar in JP Crawford's absence. And then veterans like Mitch Haniger and Ty France get those base knocks to seal the deal. And even though the bullpen is really thin right now, Andres Munoz is still being absolutely lights out right now. He's been a total dog so far this year, had multiple multi-inning saves, and he's going up against the 1, 2, 3 of this lineup when honestly 5 batters prior on our side, he probably didn't think he was coming into this game, and now he has a save opportunity. He's going up against Juan Soto and Aaron Judge and Alex Verdugo, and he nails it down and gets it done. So although there's been a lot of negative stuff around this team, especially the offense, this type of stuff is a really positive sign to me that this team can have some magic and get the job done when they really want to. But I'd love to know what you think. Comment down below how you feel after last night's victory and how do you think we're going to do for the rest of this series. I'd love to hear from you. Once again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and you can like the video as well. But that's going to be it for me in this one, and I will see you in the next.